Welcome back, everybody, to SkyFactory 2.5. We are back here in the world. I know it's been a while, and let me first explain that in detail. This is the world that I'm currently having the least passion about at the moment, and I am trying to figure out how to regain that. I'm trying to figure out ways to inspire that, but I will be trying to upload as much as possible. Again, I do see your guys' comments. I know you guys want SkyFactory. I'm not silly. I do understand how much you guys love this series and the skyblocks in general. So really do appreciate the support and the continued support on this series, even with my own current issues, etc. So one of the first things is when I got in, we had a whole bunch of items just everywhere. This was all backed up to basically everything, and we ran into situations, just problems overall. And now we're running into problems as well with the furnace not being fast enough over here to keep up, and same with the pulverizer by theory. So both of these guys do need upgrades. This episode here, we are definitely going to be doing pretty much some basic fundamentals, I'll say. We need machines. Simple as that. We have one alloy smelter and a couple of redstone furnaces. That's it. We don't have really any other machines that we've made so far in this series. We've kind of just been skimming by with our teeth with the smeltery and with the system downstairs. So without further ado, we need to make a whole bunch of machines overall. So let's first start off with, let me just get this done here. I've been kind of working. I needed to upgrade so many things and you name it, but we do have a lot of resources now. 8 stacks of diamonds, 6 stacks of emeralds, 134 stacks of coal. So we're definitely getting up there with resources overall, which is great. I'm very happy to see that personally. The basement's doing okay. All of our power seems to be fine for the most part. We're basically at a perfect balance point right now. This guy has, 20 to 40 lava in it at all times, and it's producing at 100% efficiency, but we cannot add anything else that uses up lava without actually adding more things to make more lava. So that's one of the things. One of the other things here, I'm trying to fine-tune all of this so that only crushed goes in here. But we're running into issues overall with just this being too slow and not being able to keep up to clear out these inventories fast enough. So that's a thing as well. So let's get these guys upgraded first and foremost. So we're going to need some Invar. I think we're going to need 8 pieces total. We're going to need some Electrum. I think it's 8 and 2 iron ingots. I think this is all that we actually need. So we need to make some Electrum gears. Very good. And we need to put these like that and like that. Okay. Now we need to actually go and remove these two. So we're going to remove them and lose out on a little bit of production and stall out a little bit. But that's going to give us the hardened pulverizer and the hardened redstone furnace. Now we can actually put these guys back in their correct places. Everything should be set up the same. No real problems or anything like that, but we did basically run into a situation where I now need to use this stuff up here. That's basically it. Now I don't think I can put that back in there, can I? No, I can't. So we'll need to manually find a way to get some gold in here as well. But anyways, that should do it. So those are upgraded, but they're still just as slow. So the next thing that we need is we need to get the augments on them to speed them up a little bit. So some bronze and some redstone reception coils. Do we have bronze? Bronze? Anywhere? I don't see any bronze. Okay. So that's going to be, we'll do 9 and 3. Can we just combine these like this? No, we cannot. Okay, over to the sag mill, which is now, of course, being used. Good times. Good times. Alloys only. Go and go. So that should give us the bronze that we require. Very good. And we'll put those back in there just for when we're done. Good. A little bit of bronze. Excellent. Alloys only and furnace only. Good. So there's some bronze. Excellent. We can put those in place here. And now we need to get the reception coils. So 2 of those. And we're going to need 6 redstone for this, if I'm not mistaken. And all of our things are basically completely full. So let's just do this. That's going to give us those 2. And over here is going to give us... Oh, we needed 8. 1, 2. Very good. We really need to get auto crafting and stuff like that up and running as well. So that'll give us 2 upgrades. Good. And we can install these in the augment section here. And that should increase the speed of this somewhat decently. So that's good. Yeah, we'll do that, I guess, for now. Okay, so those are a little bit faster. We can upgrade them again in the near future, but they do take more power as you upgrade them. So keep that in mind. Other than that, we're doing pretty good, I feel, overall, for most of this stuff. And we're starting to decompress our situation, which is even better. Excellent. Okay, so we need machines. We need all different types of machines. We need Ender IO machines. We need thermal expansion machines. And we just need basically a little bit of everything. So I think what we should do is I'm going to clear out our crafting tables here, because we're going to need a decent amount of crafting to get done up. So I'm going to get a few things prepped and ready to go, and then we will we'll get her going. Alright, so we're going to do this and start it off correctly. So we're going to make 16 machine frames, just like that. We're going to make 16 basic capacitors, and we're going to make 16 machine chassis as well. These are obviously the fundamentals to both machines in their respective mods, obviously thermal expansion and Ender IO. So one of the main ones that we do want to make is the start of the Ender IO machines and systems. So I do want to get a sag mill. That one's pretty straightforward. I also want to get a slice and splice. I want to get a soul binder as well, and who knows, I'm sure there'll be other things on top of that. So those are a pretty good start. Farming station would be nice too. We should actually do that pretty soon. Actually, I wanted to look something up. Yeah, it's not in here. Okay. Okay, good. So let's start on the Ender IO one. So sag mill, we need 3 flint, some iron, and a piston. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think we need to actually make the piston. So we'll do that as well. And we'll get some wood on us. Good to go. Okay, good. So now we can make the piston. Boom. And we can make our sag mill. Now, I am going to do a lot of these on camera just because, well, I haven't done them yet. So we might as well do them here live and on camera. So that will be that. We can run some power connecting to it like so. Very good. And our sag mill is now operational. Excellent. Okay, good. We also probably are going to clear up all of this as well, because all of this little 9x9 here is meant to be just for the machines themselves. So we're going to have machines all the way around, and then we're going to have, you know, all the stuff working to... Well, this stuff won't be automated. This will be mostly manual machines for right now. The next up that we want to make is the slice and splice. Now, this guy requires some solarium, which I don't think we really... We have one solarium. Okay. We need a little bit more than that. And for that, we need soul sand. Ooh, which means we need sand, which is actually a pretty big issue for me right now. So let's get 10. Yeah, we can't make soul sand right now, can we? No, we can't. We do not have witch water. We lost our witch water cow, and we do not have another one. And I never made a Witchwater spawn site. So, let's do that. Let's do a quick little Witchwater setup and get that guy up and running. So, we need some... Let's see. We need ancient spores. Yeah, you right there. Perfect. And you know what? I'm going to grab 8 of them. That should do quite nicely. We're going to need about 8. Yeah, 8. I'm going to do 8 dirt. And we're going to need this barrel right here. This is going to be our soul sand little area. Now, I do want to do this downstairs in or with our production down here. So, what I'm thinking is right here might actually work okay with this setup. So, let's do it right here. So, this barrel is going to go right in the middle, just like that. And then we are going to need to run stuff underneath, which I'll deal with a little bit later. But we're going to need to add ancient spores all the way around with the mycelium that we're going to get. That's good. And then we basically just need to give it some water. So we should automate some water somehow here. Instead of always coming out here to use the sink or this barrel, it's probably a good idea. So let's get some automated water over here as well. But as you can see, that is transforming. That's good. And what we can do is we can then run an item conduit underneath it. That's also going to give us mushrooms, by the way, in case you didn't know that. And we can run underneath and over. Like so. And get it where it needs to go. Okay, good enough. We can head on back up. We should also upgrade our jetpack at some point in time. But that will turn into Witchwater. Good. And then we can take some sand. Excellent. We've got the perfect amount. Come on. Hurry up. I need one of you. 1. I only need 10. Okay, that'll work just fine. So, and then we click it in there and it becomes soul sand. Okay, so we need water. And we need a decent amount of it. So let's see what we have available to us. We do have a world interaction upgrade. I don't think I'd made a liquid transfer node though, which we could do. We actually have a decent amount of ender pearls as well. So let's look up the transfer nodes for the liquid. This is one of the easier ways I feel to do it, but that's one of the different things. So we need a pipe, we need a bucket, and 2 iron. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 iron total. Good. We do have a bucket on us, but we'll make another one. And we need a pipe. Good. And what was the last thing? A couple pieces of lapis. All right, good stuff. Okay, we'll make a bucket. Beautiful. We'll craft this guy up just like so. And with the world interaction upgrade, we should be pretty good to go on getting this thing correctly operational. So we'll just come out here, we'll grab it from our sink, and we'll head back down into the basement where we're going to set this guy up. So we need water to automatically always pump into there. So to do that, we need to get ourselves, let's get a few, I don't think I have any half slabs. Okay. We'll make a few half slabs. Good. With the saw. And we'll get this guy set up correctly. Okay. So the half slabs are going to come into play just to hold the liquid in place. Now, we're going to cover up, I think, all of our light down here, aren't we? I think we are. But that's okay. It'll be okay. So we'll put that there. And we'll have to see what this does to our light. I think we might be okay. We might be. Let me double check once we place down this other bucket of water. So there we go. Another bucket. And let's go place it down over here. Looks to be like we're okay. Okay, good. So then all we're going to do is I'm going to place that back down. We're going to put the transfer node on it and then remove the block underneath. And all that we're going to do is we're going to provide this with a world interaction upgrade, and it'll actually harvest the water from underneath, which is pretty nice. Next thing up, we just need a little bit of pipage. like so. And we can put away some of that stuff. And this will automatically put the water into the barrel. Boom. It's transforming. It's actually in there, but that's actually a visual glitch that it's not showing up correctly. And it's automatically transforming the water into witch water. And you can see with Wayla up at the top that it does have witch water in it, which is good. So the next step is to basically, let's just see here, item conduit. Extract mode, yeah. Oops, I didn't mean to remove it. Oh well. Okay, so that's in extract mode. Good. Okay. That gives us all. Let's just go underneath. I just prefer doing this way. I've always done it this way. So that's going to automatically extract out items that are done. So this is going to pull out soul sand when all things are said and done. We do need a filter on it so that it does filter soul sand. Alright, so I just made up a couple of basic item filters, and I used the wood chippings recipe to get this done. So what we're going to need to do is, let's actually just remove this for right now. No, let's not do that. Let's do like this. We're going to go back underneath. I know a lot of you are probably going, use the wrench, etc., etc., but it's fine. So we're going to set that to that. Good. And we're going to add in another piece of sand. Then that will make soul sand. Good. And then we will set this whitelist to be soul sand only. So this is going to automatically pull out soul sand. Now obviously we need to put soul sand into it as well, and that actually needs to go in the top side, but we will deal with that in but a moment, and that's why I have another filter there. So in the meantime, I'm going to get all of this soul sand and whatnot ready to go so that we can actually carry on with this thing. Alright, so we've set it up accordingly. So sand is going to come right out of this guy right here, the automatic hammer, and it's going to 3 different spots right now. Now this is a bit of a situation and a problem, in my opinion, because we're not actually going to be fast enough here to keep up. And something's going to fall by the wayside. It's not a huge deal at the moment, but this could be a lot faster, is basically what I'm saying. But we do have automated soul sand, which is one of the first and most important steps going into, now we could get nether quartz. Now we could get more things that the soul sand sieves into. We can set up an automatic sieve right here, right beside all these other ones, to sieve the soul sand to get us gas tiers and nether quartz and all of those goodies as well. So that's just the first step, though. We do have the solarium, which is great. Now we can get our Ender IO machines. So I'm going to get the slice and splice here, which is shears and an iron axe, and I think it's any head, any mob head of any type. I think I have mostly zombie. So let's get 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good. 1 set of shears. Excellent. And then we're going to need an iron axe. Actually, we're going to need 2 sets of these as well, but that's a different story altogether once we get it all set up. So that, like that, that's going to give us our slice and splice. Very good. Okay, we'll make a spot for this. Oh, I put away all my energy conduits, didn't I? Most indubitably. Alright, good. So we'll put that guy down and throw on our slice and splice. And that guy should be getting power. Excellent. Fantastic news, everyone. The other one is the soul binder. This one's a little bit harder to do, and I actually don't know if I have an Enderman head. Let's find out. I do. Okay, we have an Enderman head. I think we have 1 of the 4 heads of each. So I think we're actually good to go to make the soul binder as well. Awesome. Amazing. Remarkable. Okay, good. So we now have most of the Ender IO machines that we're going to need off the top of my head. The only other one that I do want to get is the painting machine, but that requires a little bit of nether quartz, which we don't have any of, and some electrical steel. Okay, so we're going to put that guy right here. So let's just prep for that, and we'll get our painting machine up and running. So we're going to need a diamond, a little bit of nether quartz. We do have a couple. Okay, good. And electrical steel. I don't think I've made any of that. We need 5 of it, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 5, and we're going to need 5 silicon. Very good. Okay, that'll go into the alloy smelter here, and that should give us the electrical steel. Good. So now we have the nether quartz, we have the diamond, we have our machine chassis, and we're just waiting on the electrical steel, and then we should be good to go on that front as well. Our power is drained at the moment, probably from filling up those machines. Not a good situation at all, but I guess we will survive. It should balance out over time. It should catch up. Right? 0 RF in. It's using it all. We're already tapped out on power. Really? I don't believe that for a second. We might be, though. We've recently added the upgrades to these machines that are using a lot more power, or supposed to be. That is a bit of a situation. Okay, so we do have a bit of a power problem, but these are actually all full now, so that's good. So there's our painting machine as well. So that guy's going to fill up and drain another 100,000. Okay, not a big deal, but that's going to allow us to hide wires in walls and keep our base looking quite nice. So, for example, these guys right here, these are all supposed to be concrete right up there underneath the machines. So from a basement standpoint, we can actually take the concrete here and we can make a conduit facade, which we're a little bit short on. Binder composite is gravel, sand, and clay. We have 1 clay. Oh, we might be able to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why do we have gravel in 2 different spots? Okay, great. Excellent. And a bit of sand. Okay, a little bit of binder composite. Should do the body good. Okay, and then we can smelt that up. This will give us the conduit binder, and then we're going to put this as the painted block, and then what we need is a conduit facade here. This guy right here, like that. And what we're going to do is we will paint it the concrete color, okay? So once this is painted the concrete color, it becomes a conduit facade for concrete, and we can actually place it right there, and it's going to look like the item. Of course, when we hover over a wrench and stuff, it's going to show as other things. So that's good. We have that set up as well. Power is definitely a concern, though. Power is a concern. Auto crafting is a concern. Beautifying, simplifying, all that kind of stuff, also pretty big concerns. But let's carry on with our machine adventure. So we're going to go with the thermal expansion machines as well. And one of the main ones that we need is an induction smelter. So that's Invar. Okay. We're going to need magma crucibles and fluid transposers. Probably should get a glacial precipitator at some point. And what else? That's really about it to get going. I think that would do it. Okay, so let's get all those stuff together, and we'll be right back. Alright, so like I said before, we will need an iron axe and some shears, and those are going to go into the slice and splice machine here. And what this is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to make a couple different things, but it will use up the durability of the tools. This guy requires experience, so make sure you keep that in mind. And yeah, etc., etc. We do need to get a little bit of energy here. Let's get a few more energy conduits. pretty straightforward. Not very difficult to make, but still one of those things. And let's go with a staple of centered right there. Perfect. And let's make ourselves the induction smelter. Very good. I've also started prepping some of the other items that I want to get made. But there we go. The induction smelter is in place. Very good. And it's starting to power up. A little slowly, but it is starting to power up as well. That's good. Okay. Why did I have that redstone out? I do not recall. Anyways, so that's good. We got that going. We have that. We need to get now what's called a magma crucible. So, without further ado, the magma crucible requires one item that we do not have, and that is nether brick. Now, nether brick can be made basically by smelting down netherrack, as we know from the vanilla way. It can also be made in an induction smelter, but still requires the same amount of netherrack and a piece of soul sand, but you get 2 instead of the 1. So it's kind of a good idea to throw that in the induction smelter to make your netherrack. So we need 8 netherrack. Now you're probably going, how are you going to get netherrack? Well, I can't remember if I already showed it or not, but what we can do is we can actually use lava to get netherrack in this mod pack. Now, our lava sources are a little bit on the stingy side, but I did set up a stone barrel here at the end, and right-clicking with redstone is going to give you a piece of netherrack. Now, this is going to take me a while because our lava situation is not ideal, and I'm actually debating, I think I'm going to go and work on a couple additional crucibles just to make this a little bit quicker overall. But yeah, one of those things, right? So I'm going to get a few more crucibles, I think, made up because we need them. Simple as that. But we need clay for that, don't we? Yes, we do. So I'm going to get some clay and crucibles done up while we work towards getting this netherrack done. Alright, so I've done a little expansion down here. We've added in more crucibles. Obviously, I need to get more lava in place, and I haven't gotten all the netherrack yet, but it should be filling up quite a bit quicker than what it used to be doing. As well as that, all of our dynamos here should pretty much always be full. Now, the other thing that this should also maybe allow us to do is to augment another one of our dynamos, which would be super awesome and allow just for that little bit more power. Anyways, we need 2 of these. Very good. We're up to over a stack already, which is awesome. I keep farming the experience because why not? And we are getting mushrooms down here, which is fine. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up this last netherrack here. Once this is done, we should be good to go to at least make our first magma crucible. Now, there's many reasons why I want magma crucible, and one of the main one is blazing pyrotheum. For those of you that do not know, blazing pyrotheum is a fantastic item for underneath those crucibles in the smeltery. So that is definitely one of the things that we want to get melted up pretty darn soon here. Let's quickly run our power. Now this power is going to be a little bit more different. These guys we do want to be up the wall here like this, and the first one is going to obviously be on the base level just like before, and that's going to output to the side. Now the reason being is we're going to have a fluid transposer right beside it here that's going to accept whatever fluid we put into it. So if we put in, for example, netherrack, it'll give us lava in that thing. If we put in the pyrotheum dust, for example, let's grab that, 4 of them to be exact, so we can start actually smelting up the pyrotheum dust to make some blazing pyrotheum. And then from there, we can actually make ourselves the fluid transposers, which we need a little bit more iron. We're going to make 2 of them because that's how we're going to do this. Good. For those of you that aren't watching my series on inventions, I've done some wonderful things that has really kind of opened up my eyes to a new way to kind of play the game that I wasn't doing before. And actually, a lot of people told me to do it, but of course, you know, I didn't really listen because, you know, why would I do something crazy like that? But yeah, so we can actually fill up this bucket now with blazing pyrotheum. But I've been doing some good things over there, and I would like to use a lot of that over here as well. So keep that in mind too. Good. And we can now put that guy down just like that, for example. And what should happen... Why is that like that? It's fine. It's fine, right? So we can put the blazing pyrotheum there, and now you can see this one has a melting speed of two times, right? This one has a melting speed of 7 times. So quite a bit quicker overall. So if I can replace this entire farm, the base there, with better sources, we are going to be able to generate lava that much quicker, which means we can upgrade our power even more, if that makes sense. Our power is basically going to be empty for a little bit here, quite a while. Just saying. The amount that we're using and the amount that we have upstairs is exceeding what we are producing by a long shot. Okay, good. So this should give us our other piece of nether brick. Excellent. And that should get us our last... Oh, and we also got a piece of sulfur. Very nice. This should give us our other magma crucible. Good. So this guy, same kind of thing. We're going to output to the side. So one of these is going to be designated for resonant ender. The other one for redstone. But we'll deal with that once we get around to it. Do we have a spot for sulfur? We don't. Do we have any sulfur? I don't think so. Okay. Anyways, that's, I think, gonna do it. Are we at wrapping up point? I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to double check here. Let me double check and we'll see where we're at. Yep, bang on, if not a little bit past. Perfect. So, that's a pretty good setup that we have there. I wouldn't mind, like I said, we could add a glacial precipitator or some of the other machines here, maybe down at the end. But that's a pretty decent setup for machines that we've gotten, and we've expanded down here on this stuff. I want to make some more pyrotheum. And to do that, I'd have to look it up correctly. Let's just do it here. And I think we need sulfur for that. Yeah, we do. And what's a good way to get sulfur? The rest of the stuff's pretty easy. We can pulverize netherrack. It's not a bad idea, actually. Pulverize nether quartz, coal, to get more pulverized coal. That one was a good way as well. We can seg mill up things as well. Yeah, it's not really a great source of sulfur. So maybe we'll go the crushed netherrack route, because crushed netherrack can give us at least some other resources as well, like cobalt and ardite. So I might need to make a whole bunch of the netherrack here. But in the meantime, I am going to change over as many of these as I can for right now, and we will get a little bit more pyrotheum done. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Again, apologize for the lack of videos on this series, but I'm going to do my best. That's all I can ever promise. Bye-bye for now, and I'll see you next time.